This is the Roulette Master, and one of my subscribers, Charles Clarkson, was playing at Winstar Casino, and one of the dealers told him that he had the best system that he could ever use if he wanted to consistently win playing roulette, and he tried it. We're going to call this Dealer's Choice Roulette today, and he said he tried it out, and it did unbelievable, and I'm going to share it all with you today, and we're going to put it in a head-to-head matchup today with Sonny's Lucky 26. We're going to start with that first, and I can't wait to see which one of these systems makes the most money in 15 minutes. So we'll start with Sonny's Lucky 26 first. We're going to start with $12 on each of the second and third column, and then we're also going to have a dollar bet on 0 and 00. Let's go ahead and spin, and here we go with Sonny's Lucky 26. Here we go, and that is a 0 right out of the gate, and this is a good system to hit 0 on, and we won. We're up 10. We're just going to rebet and spin. Both the systems today are going to reward you for hitting the zeros, which I think is awesome, and that's a 26 black. That's another win. We're up 20 bucks. We're going to rebet and spin, and here we go. Might hit the 0 again. Nope, 14 red. It's another win. We're up $30 now. And Sonny never bets on the first column. He says the numbers in the first column are not as good as the second and third because of the way that they're placed on the roulette wheel. And so far, so good. We're up $40. Let's rebet and spin. And then once we have losses, I'll share with you how Sonny deals with those. And man, I'm already getting excited about the one that the dealer from Winstar came up with that shared with Charles. That's going to be awesome. The dealer's choice. We're up 50. Let's rebet and spin. And here we go. All right. That is an 18 red. Another nice win. We're up $60. We'll just rebet and spin. And again, both these systems today are going to be good for hitting the zeros. I've been playing with lots of people in the casino lately that are making money playing on the zeros, and so that's exciting. They'll definitely enjoy that and seeing it on here because I'm seeing a lot of people, especially on the automated roulette machine, hitting zeros a lot. And that's a $20 win there. We're at $54, and you need to get 2 wins here. So we're going to go ahead and spin again and get 2 wins. And here we go. That's a 30 red. We got it. So when you lose, you need 2 wins back to back. We're up $74. Let's drop back to 26 where we started. Put those dollars back on the 0 00. We definitely want to cover those. And here we go. Okay, that's a 30 red. And that's a win. So now we're currently up $84. Let's rebet and spin. All right, here we go. I could see that one coming. I should have said something. I could see it going right in there. And it's $94 that we're up already. And let's spin again. It's so nice when you hit the zeros and it actually helps you out versus hurts you. And that's a good win there on 36 red. Okay, we're up $104. So already $100 of profit in a very short time here. And here we go. It's going at the 0 again. My goodness. Another one. Wow. Okay, we'll take it. We're up 114. We'll rebet and spin, and here we go. It's going at the 0 again. Oh, it almost hit 00. My goodness. Okay, that's another nice win. We're up $124. And let's keep it rolling. Let's keep making money here, and then once we have some losses, oh my God, it's still getting near the 0 every time. That's a 9 red there, and we're up 134. Let's keep it rolling. All right. Okay, that's a 6 black. And another win. So we're up $144. And it's nice having that 0 coverage over there so that you know if you do hit a bunch of green monsters. And still hanging around the zeros pretty well, but that's a loss. So we're going to double up, and we're going to try to get 2 back-to-back wins here. If we don't get them, we'll double the bet again. And that's why we have bankroll, which we'll go over here in a second. That's a 16 red. We lost back-to-back, though, so let's double up again. Now we're at 104 total bet, but I bet we get a win here. Let's see. That's a 24 black. And there's 1 win. We need to get 2. So let's rebet and spin. Try to get our second win in a row so that we can reset back to 26. And that's an 11 black. There's our second win. We're up $146. We reset all the way back to 26 where we started. Put that dollar back on the zero there. We need that coverage, and here we go. That's a 35 black. Nice one. Another $10 profit. We're up 156. Let's keep it rolling here. I'm already starting to think about the dealer's choice. I love when dealers share information, or pit bosses or managers, because they see people playing all day long. We're up 166. Let's rebet and spin here. I'll have to ask my casino host at my local casino why he's not sharing information with me. We're up 176. Let's rebet and spin again here. And here we go. You'd be surprised how many people that work at casinos gamble at other casinos. They watch people gamble all day long, and we're up 186. Let's rebet and spin. But a lot of them go play after they get off work, but they're not usually allowed to play at their own casino, so they have to go to a different one. That's a 26 black. And I'm up 196. I have a couple different casino hosts that always text me, man, I lost all my money. Went to the casino after work. So it's pretty funny. And that's a 2 black. Not that they lost money, that after they watch people gamble all day, that they go and gamble. And but they see a lot of people playing, and I'm sure they see what works and what doesn't. That's a 35 black. It's another win. We're up 216, and we'll rebet and spin. And since we're doing Sonny's system here first, let's talk about a few things that Sonny likes. And he likes to cash out once you're up a good amount. In fact, he would probably have already cashed out with $226 profit. So once he gets up a good amount, he walks and declares victory over the casino, just like those cash out shirts say at theroulettemaster.com. If you haven't seen those, definitely get over there and check them out. I wear them when I'm in Las Vegas. We're up 236 to help remind me that it's time to cash out and declare victory over the casino. So that's a 22 black. You can just look down at your shirt and be wise for a moment. And let's double up after that loss and spin. And here we go. It's a great feeling when you know that you've won for the day and you've stopped and you know that you beat the casino. And we're up 230. But if you keep playing, and we need one more win here before we reset, if you keep playing, there's no guarantee that you won't hit a really bad streak somewhere. So get up a good amount and walk like Sonny does, and there's our second win. We're up $250, and let's go back to 26. And spin again here. Here we go. Tried to hit that double zero again, and that's a 1 red. We lost that one. Let's go ahead now and double that bet up to 52 and try to get our 2 wins. Another thing you can do also is if you're up a ton and you don't want to stop, you could just reset after 1 win and play it a little safer. There's 1 win right there. Let's rebet and spin just to kind of give you help protect what you've won a little bit. But the best thing is to cash out and declare victory, like those cash outs shirts say, and we're up 264. And I really appreciate all of you that bought the cash out shirts at theroulettemaster.com, sending me the photos of them wearing them. You guys are awesome, and I've had a couple of them this week saying wore the shirt, cashed out, and declared victory. So that's pretty cool. We're up 274. Let's rebet and spin, and here we go. And that's a 4 black. And that's a loss, so let's go ahead and double up from 26 to 52. We have 26 numbers covered with this. That's so we start with $1 on each number, basically. That's a 10 black. And that's a loss, so let's double up again. That's back-to-back losses. That's why Sonny always says, when you get up a good amount, cash out, because you never know when a really bad streak's going to come. And that's a 13 black. And see, we just lost 3 in a row right there. So we have the bankroll. This is a $2,000 bankroll system. We have the bankroll to keep doubling, but you want to play it safe a little bit, and there's a nice win. So, for instance, we're up 172. We're not up as much as we were because we haven't got our second win here. But remember, any money that you win, even if you go backwards, and that's a nice second win there. And we're back up 252. Any money that you're up that you didn't have at the start of the day is a win. And I think that's one thing people really struggle with is, if you get up $500 and you end up $300 up, you're like, people get upset that they're not 500 up still, but they still won for the day, and they need to be happy with that. It's all a mindset, and that's a $10 win. We're up 262. Let's rebet and spin. That's usually when people get in trouble and lose thousands, is because they were up and then they lost what they were up. So then they keep telling themselves, I have to get back to where I was, and then they push it, and then they start with too high of bets. And next thing you know, that's the day that they're actually up is the day they lose everything, because they feel bad that they were up and then lost it. So don't let that happen to you. Get up a good amount and cash out, and then you'll be the one, sipping something at the bar and knowing that you won for the day, while other people are just continuing to play till a bad streak comes along. So that's a loss there. Let's go ahead and double that bet up and spin. And it's just a great feeling knowing that that you've won. And it's also I don't mind when I'm done gambling for the day. I don't mind just walking around, because I love being in a casino. I don't know what it is, the free drinks or the atmosphere, probably. I don't know what it is, but I just love being there. So when I'm done gambling, I'll just walk around for a little while and say hi to people, and we're up 296. What I'm trying to say is you don't have to continue to gamble. You can enjoy the experience and enjoy the benefits. Go have a free meal on the casino. Go get some drinks. And there's a $10 win. We're up 306. And, go walk around, watch other people win or lose money, and, take it all in. I'm just one of these people, though. I just love the environment. So I know not everybody is that way, but I could just hang out for a while when I'm done gambling and watch other people play and enjoy some free food and drinks on the casino. And that's a 22 black. That's a loss. So let's go ahead and double up and spin. Now we're at 104 total bet. And here we go. That's a 23 red. Okay, we finally got a win. So we're up 268. We need to get one more win. But you don't have to if you don't want to. We're up a lot. You could always, when it's time to cash out, and we got the win there anyway. But you can cash out any time that you're up, even if you fall back a little bit, because you know when it's the right time to cash out. I think, at least I get the feeling like when it's time to, and you just have to trust your instincts. And that's a 36 red. That's a $10 win. We're up 318, and let's rebet and spin. All right, here we go. And that's a 12 red. That's another win. We're up 328. We'll rebet and spin. And we got a few minutes left with this one. Then we're going to get to the new system of the day, the dealer's choice. That's going to be awesome, I think, and I can't wait to share that with you. And that dealer from the Winstar says that's the only way that he will play, and that he consistently wins with that. So that's pretty cool. That's a 14 red. That's a win. All right, let's get our second win at 52. If we don't get a second win, we'll double up to 104. And that's a 32 red. There's our second win. We're up 342. We're going to go back to 26, and we're coming right down the stretch here. We don't have too much longer with this one before that new one starts, but let's see how we do in this last minute or two here. That's an 11 black, and that's a $10 win. We're up 352, and let's rebet and spin. Here we go. That's a 34. That should actually, that's a loss there. Let's go ahead and double that up and spin. And here we go. That's a 29 black. That's a win. So we'll just go ahead and try to get our second one here at 52. Here we go. Okay, that's a 4 black, and that is a loss. So let's go ahead and double up to 104 and spin. And let's see if we can get a win here. And we lost again. This is what I'm talking about when you need to cash out when you're ahead. We keep playing for the entire 15 minutes on the channel every day because we're testing these systems out. But when you're playing in the casino, you don't have to do that. And see what I'm talking about? That's a 4 right there. We just lost again. So we're going to double up again to 416. But when you're playing in the casino, cash out when you're ahead and declare victory. Don't keep playing until something bad happens. And that's a 12 red. Okay, we finally got a win. We need 2 of them, though. Let's see where we're at. We're up $142, and let's get our second win and cash out here. Okay, that's a 15 black. And we got it. So now we're back up 302 and we reset. But again, you can see we got a little bit in trouble there. And actually, the time is up. So after 15 minutes with Sonny's Lucky 26, we made $302 profit. Let me know down in the comments what you think of that one. And now it is time for the incredible new Dealer's Choice system that was created by a dealer at the Winstar Casino at the Oklahoma-Texas border. And I can't wait to get started with that. So let's jump right in and just here we go. All right, the time is finally here for the incredible new Dealer's Choice Roulette system. This was created by a dealer at the Winstar Casino at the Oklahoma-Texas border, and he shared it with Charles Clarkson, one of my subscribers, and he won a ton of money with it. So this is a system that really rewards hitting 000. I'm going to show you why here in a second, and make sure you watch the whole thing because this is going to really pay off at the end, and it might not be amazing at the beginning, but it will pay off. So let's go ahead and spin. This is a $60 total bet. We have $10 on each of these bets, including the 000, and that's a 9 red. Okay, that's a $10 loss. And let's go ahead and rebet and spin. We're only going to be increasing the bet with this one if we have total losses. So here we go. Oh, man, we need that 000, and that's a 10 black. That's a break even there. So if we hit any of those numbers there, like the any black numbers that are in the first and second 12 and the first and second column, it's going to break even. We're currently minus $10. Let's rebet and spin. And again, this is a system that don't worry if you're not up after a few minutes. This is one where you're patient and then you make a ton and cash out. So that's a $30 loss there. That's not an entire total loss. So we're just going to go ahead and rebet and spin. Again, when you hit the 000, it's going to be time to cash out with this one. And we got close to it there. That's a 25 red. Okay, that's a $10 loss. We're currently at minus 50. We're just going to go ahead and rebet and spin. And the dealer just told him that, Charles, that you just have to be patient until you hit some good numbers or you hit the zeros. And let's go ahead and rebet and spin. We're at minus 60. And here we go. All right, let's see what we get on this one. That's a 21 red. Okay, that's a $10 loss, and we're at minus 70. And that's because we're hitting numbers that are not in the first and second column right now. We need the first and second column and the first and second 12, and we need them to be red. And there we go. There's a 0. That's a $120 win. Now we're up 50 bucks. So that means we're still at base level here. We haven't increased. Again, we only increase the bets when we have total losses, and that's a 2 black. Okay, that's a break even. And again, we're up 50 now. Let's rebet and spin. And it'd be nice to hit some of those red numbers in the first and second 12 and the first and second column as well. And that's a 25 red. That's a $10 loss there. We're just going to rebet and spin. Again, we're not going to increase the bets unless we have total losses, which would be $60. And here we go. That's a 23 red. Okay, that's a $20 win there. We're up 60 now. We'll just go ahead and rebet and spin. And it'd be nice to get some more of those red numbers to hit there that are covered. And that's an 11 black. Okay, that's another break even. And we're up 60 still. We're just going to rebet and spin. And if you do increase the bets because of total losses and you hit a 0, it's going to pay huge with this one. And that's a $10 loss. And we're up 50. Let's rebet and spin. And here we go with the Dealer's Choice Roulette system. Got close to the 00 there. That's a 25 red. That's a $10 loss. We're up 40 now. Let's rebet and spin. This was definitely one, too, that builds up tons of comp credit because you're placing a fairly large bet to win the money, and that's another break even. So like right there, we didn't lose anything, but we definitely built up some comp credit for placing a large bet. And systems that you don't want to do where you bet a lot are the ones where you don't include the 000. Because then if you hit the 000, it's a catastrophe. So we're up 30. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. But we're going to win a lot if we hit the 000. So we're not concerned about that. We're looking to be patient and then win a bunch here at the end. So let's rebet and spin. And let's see what we get here. We're waiting for one of those zeros to hit again. And that's a 33 red or 33 black. And that's a total loss. So we're going to go ahead and double the bet. We're going to go from 60 to 120 and spin. And now if you hit one of those zeros, it's going to be huge. And that's a 17 black. I think that's a break even. Let's go. Okay, we're at minus 40. We're going to rebet and spin. And now the wins are going to really start paying off. Oh, that was close. That was a 1 red. But that's a good one. That's a $40 win. So we're back even. And let's spin again here. Let's see what we get. That's a 15 black. Okay, that's a $60 loss. And let me see. That wasn't a total loss, so we're going to keep the bet the same. All right, here we go. And we're just going to be patient until we get some good hits here. That's a 21 red. That's a $20 loss. We're at minus 80. Let's rebet and spin. Again, this is a dealer's choice roulette system, and it does require a lot of patience. But he says it will pay off. You just have to wait till the moment to cash out. And we're at minus 80. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. And I can see how he developed this system because a lot of the numbers that are red are in the third column up there. So, and that's a $60 loss there. We're at minus 140 now. So let's rebet and spin and see if we can get a win here. That's a 3 red, and we keep missing out on those columns there. That's a $20 loss. We're at minus 160. Let's rebet and spin again. And just being patient now. That's a 29 black. That's a $60 loss. Ouch. Okay, we're at minus 220. We're going to rebet and spin. Here we go. That's a 35 black, and we are not getting the wins that we need. In fact, now we're at minus 280. Let's see what we get here. All right, there it is, guys. That's a $240 win. But you can see, actually, we are not in profit. So we're going to have to keep the bet the same. And here we go. Let's see if we can get some red numbers to hit there in the in covering all those dozens and columns. That would be nice. We're at minus 40. Let's rebet and spin. Here we go. That's a 17 black. I believe that's a break even. It is. So we're at minus 40. Well, let's rebet and spin. And here we go. That's a 24 black. $60 loss. We're at minus 100. And we haven't hit too many of those red numbers that are covered down there. Ooh, that was real close to hitting the 0 there. Okay, that's a $60 loss. We're at minus 160. Let's go ahead and rebet and spin. Okay, it got close to the 00 there. That's a 13 black. Another break even. And let's rebet and spin. All right, we're being patient. We need some of those red numbers that are covered or the 000. That's a 19 red. There's a nice $40 win. Okay, we're at minus 120. Let's rebet and spin. And let's see if we can get a win here. Oh, real close there. That was close to the 0. That's a break even. We're at minus 120 still. So it hasn't worked out yet, but we're going to be patient. Let's see what happens here. That's a 35 black. That's a $60 loss. We're at minus 180. We're being patient. Just hasn't happened yet. We'll see how this turns out. All right, there we go. That's a 00. That's a $240 win. Now we're up $60. Let's go back to our original $60 bet because we're back in profit. And let's see if we can get some better luck now. That's a 24 black. That's a $30 loss. And we'll rebet and spin. We haven't been hitting the right numbers for sure. Let's see what we get here. That's a 17 black. I believe that's a break even. Okay, we're up 30 right now. Let's rebet and spin. And we have bet a ton to only be up $30. But at the same time, at least we're not down right now. And that's a 25 red. That's a $10 loss. We're up 20. And again, what I was talking about earlier, I think when the dealer came up with this, I'm sure he was looking at all these red numbers up here in the third column, which minimizes the losses up there if you hit red because you've bet on red. And that's a 33 black. Man, that's a total loss. So we're going to have to double up again from 60 to 120 and spin. And let's hope we get some good wins here coming in. That's an 11 black. Okay, that's a break even. We're at minus 40. Let's hope our patience pays off with this one. That's a 29 black. That's a $60 loss. We're at minus 100 again. So we're going to need some good wins here. Maybe we're just getting unlucky. Let's find out. Hey, there we go. There's a 0. How about that? That's a $240 win. Now we're up 140 bucks. So now it's looking a little better. Let's go back to 60 and spin again. We're back in profit, so we're going to go back to base level. And that's a 21 red. That's a $10 loss. We're up 130. And here we go. That's a 31 black. Okay, $30 loss. We're only up 100 now. So this is definitely a system that cycles. Okay, that's a 31 black. $30 loss. We're only up 70 now. The good thing is we're up. The bad thing is it seems like you get lots of losses with this one. That's a 25 red. And that's a $10 loss. We're up 60. And let's rebet and spin. We haven't hardly hit any of the red numbers that are covered by the first and second 12 and the first and second column. And we've hit lots of black numbers. That's probably also why. So before you judge this system, also look that it looks like we've hit about 70% of our numbers have been black. And it's continuing to go that way. So that's probably a good reason why we're not doing as well, but we're still up. At least we're up $60. Maybe the last 4 minutes here we'll get some red numbers and this thing's going to really change. Let's find out. That's a 9 red. It's a $10 loss. And now when we get red numbers, they're not covered in the columns and dozens that we're betting on. So let's just keep being patient. At least we're still up, but we keep missing the columns and the dozens. That's a $40 loss. And let's rebet and spin. Be nice to get some red numbers that we actually are betting on, and that's a 30 red. And we just keep hitting the ones we're not betting on. We're at minus 30, but at least we're not down more than that. Let's see if things start to change our way. There, that's a 7 red. Okay, there's a $20 win at least. So that's something. Let's see if that gets us back on track. Okay, that's a 12 red. We hit the third column again, though. We're at minus 20. Let's rebet and spin. And here we go. Hit the 0. All right. I can see that one coming. That's a $120 win. Now we're back up 100. And usually when you call one like that, it doesn't go in there. And that's an 8 black. Okay, that's a break even. We're up 100. Let's rebet and spin. Who knows? Maybe when we get going in our last 2-3 minutes here, we'll hit some good red numbers or some zeros and finish ahead. There's a nice $20 win. Now we're up 120. So let's rebet and spin. And obviously, if you hit all black numbers, this probably isn't going to work out too well for you. That's a 15 black. That's a $30 loss. We'll rebet and spin. I'm guessing that he hit a lot of red numbers when he played this, because he said he won a lot more than what we're up right now. But, you know, it's always different when you play roulette. We're up 80. At least we're up. That's a good thing. We got about 2.5 minutes left. Let's see if our fortune changes here. But we continue to hit black numbers, and that's a break even. And when we hit red numbers, they seem to be in the third column. So here we go. That's an 11 black. So if you're watching this and you want to modify this, let me know down in the comments or in the emails. You know, maybe we should be betting on the column that has all the red numbers since we bet on red. Let me know what you think about that. And that's a 2 black. Another break even. We're up 80. But hey, at least we're up right now. Let's see. We got about 1:45 left. And boy, that came really close to hitting the 0. That would have been nice. That's a $30 loss. We're up 50. And let's rebet and spin. Okay, that's a 29 black. Another $30 loss, and we're only up $20 now. So, better than being down, but I was hoping to be up with this one today. And that's a 15 black. Another $30 loss. We're at minus 10. And here we go. All right, we got a minute left with this one. That's a 26 black. $30 loss. Now we're down again, so we're at minus 40. Let's see if we can get a few good wins here. And that's a 20 black. That's a break even. Okay, we're at minus 40. Let's try to at least get back in profit again here. That's a 6 black. And that's another loss up in the third column. So let's rebet and spin. Here we go. That's a 35. Not the best numbers, guys. And that's a $30 loss. We're minus 100. And here we go. I guess they can't all be winners because we're coming down the stretch here and we're still down $100. Let's see if we can at least get back in profit again. That's a 22 black. We might have to have a talk with this dealer. We're at minus 100. Let's rebet and spin. But we haven't lost our bankroll or anything like that. We're not down that much for a system that has a $1,000 bankroll. So we're minus 110. Let's rebet and spin. And we just hit the 15-minute mark. But let's play a couple more minutes here and see what happens. That's a 32 red. And we'll give it a little bit longer of a chance. But so far, it seemed like we have lots of losses. They're not huge losses. But obviously, you want to cash out when you hit the green zero because the only time with this system, and he did say that, so I guess that's what we should have done. And that was a, okay, that wasn't a total loss. It was 40 though. He did say cash out when you hit the green zero, so we didn't really follow those directions, and because we had to test it for 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and we'll play it till it hits a zero, and then we'll go ahead and see where we're at. That's an 8 black. That's a break even. We're at minus 160. All right, let's play it till we hit another zero, and then we'll decide if we're going to be up or not here. That's a 33 black. But sometimes it takes a little while, and that's a total loss. So we have to double up. Now we're at 120. So here we go. Hit the zero. All right. Now we'll finish up and see where we are. That's a $240 win. We're back up, but only $20. So let me know what you think of this down in the comments. It didn't do as great as I had hoped from coming from a dealer, but maybe we need to make some adjustments to this. Let me know down in the comments and email me if you think that there's some adjustments we could make to this to make this better. That's what the channel is all about, because improving a system is just as good as coming up with a new system. You're figuring out a better way to play something to make money in the casino. So thank you for sending this one in, though. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone that's been sending the systems in. You guys are awesome, and hope you're enjoying this journey searching for the best roulette system possible each and every day. I know I am, and just really appreciate everyone's support. If you're enjoying the channel, please like, share, and subscribe, and let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. All right, this is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.